Alright guys, Jeff here with the lowdown. I am coming to you live from my at-home kind of sports bar feel. This is a multi-screen, as you can see, a multi-screen home theater type setup with really sports in mind. If you're like me and you like watching a lot of sports, sometimes it's hard to decide, especially like a couple of weeks ago we had football, we had basketball, and we had hockey going, and of course there's all kinds of sports going at all times. So this was a way that I kind of came up with as a way to address this big wall that we had here, and rather than just doing one ginormous TV, I thought I'd do a couple of different things to set it up. And so tonight I'm kind of just going to go through with you the various things here that I have in our game room here, from popcorn makers, you name it. We've got a bar over here in this corner over here, nugget ice machine, water filter, mini fridge, all that. So I'm going to kind of go through one of those items one at a time just to help you. But first things first, we'll go through this multi-screen setup, and I'm going to give you an idea of the products that it takes to pull this off. And believe it or not, it's easier than you might think, and B, it is a lot more economical than you might think. And of course, you can, trust me, you can throw a lot of money at this and wind up basically with the same thing. And I'll show you how to do it a lot more efficiently. So first of all, it's going to start with having a really good HDMI splitter. And this is the one that I'm using. It's actually installed behind this little entertainment cabinet down here below. But I'll go through it here up close and personal so you can see it. This one is a 4x, which means you can have 4 outputs for 1 input. And what that means is that I very easily can take 1 input, like Amazon Prime or Fire Stick, Fire TV. I can put that, which is what I have showing on the center screen right now, by the way. I can take that and then split it out up to 4 different ways. Now in this case, I only have 3 TVs. So I'm using HDMI 1, 2, and 3 that can send that signal out to 4 different ways. And not to get too confusing, but I'll actually show just manually. I can very simply change this, very simply with just switching 1 button here, and I end up getting the exact same signals from the different TVs that I have here going on. So outside TV, inside TV, so now I'm mirroring what I have going on there. And then if I put on the Amazon Fire Stick, you can have a variety of things. So basically I'm putting on the Fire Stick here on the one side, and I have middle TV. So basically this allows me to take 1 signal and send it out to all the TVs, so I have the exact same thing on, which is kind of fun. If you look at our room setup, everybody kind of gets their own little private TV in front of them. So you have all of these chairs and you have all of these things going on, and you get you basically get everybody can be watching the same thing at the same time. Let's see. So I'm going to switch that to Fire Stick here, and you can see everybody's then watching, the same thing. So this is basically watching programs in stereo, but as you saw when I first put it on, it allows me to put different things on each screen. So what's nice about that is the splitter allows me to run all 3 of the screens at the same time with the same thing, but it also allows me to then put 3 or 4 different inputs. And really, you're only limited on what you do as an input and different things that you want to input to your TV, to how many inputs that your TV actually has. So if your TV has 3 or 4 HDMI inputs, literally you could have one of these for each one of those inputs to then have a variety of options. For me right now, I run the Fire Stick TV. I run the, which Fire Stick of course gives you access to a myriad of things if you don't have that going right now. The Fire Stick gives you access to Netflix, DirecTV, Hulu, all of those things are programmed right into your button, which is really nice. And especially like I've been a DirecTV guy, but that's on here too. So literally if I just hit DirecTV, literally it's going to take me and all three of these TVs to what's currently playing on that DirecTV channel. So anyway, that's kind of one thing. I also have a local antenna because, like most of us, we lost a lot of the regional streaming programs as of late, and some of your local TV or some of your favorites, like local sports teams, have gone to only broadcasting right now on the antenna, and so I've been able to do that. So I have an antenna, a Fire Stick, DirecTV as options that are coming up here, and then going back out to having the different screens going, and of course your remotes can be programmed to do this as well, but it's easier for me in this environment to go through and show them manually. But you can see even manually how quick it is to switch back and forth to the different things. So the first thing is the HDMI splitter. The second thing, of course, then becomes the audio splitter. And that means that you want to be able to listen to what's going on, not just what's on the individual TVs, and you don't want to have to mute one to listen to another. And so this is an optical audio splitter, and this as well has 4 inputs, and I have this one employed right now in this setup, and it is operated by simply pressing a selection on your remote here, and that allows me to change. If I'm watching the center screen and there's nothing really going on, but there's something on the outer screen that I want, I can literally just press a button, and that is going to change the audio coming through my Bose soundbar. That's going to change that to have that come through, and then just by a click of the button take you right back when you're done with the commercial break or one thing or another. So anyway, the audio splitter is a way to take all of those audio inputs, and I use the optical cables. I've got those tagged in our film here today, but you can take those optical cables and pull them from each one of those into this one box, and then you can have, this one has 2 outs. I'm only using one because I only have the Bose soundbar front and center, and that Bose soundbar allows me to play real quality sound, fills the whole room, no problem, and I have that going out here. This is a powered device, okay, so it does have to have power in order to function, so you do have to make sure you have enough space on your surge protector or whatnot to make that happen. So anyway, so the Tech Digital Audio Splitter, this is a really good product to have using the remote to allow you to switch back and forth. I'm going to unmute the Bose soundbar just so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. And right now, I don't have anything going on in the center screen, and so you can see now I've switched over to this outside TV here. One more click and I can go to the outside TV there, and then a click back here, I'm going to go back to the center screen TV, which is on it's on the Suns game pregame right now. So anyway, this is a really effective way to have that multi-screen but be able to listen to different TVs at the same time. I'm going to mute that sound bar again just so you and I can talk without having a lot of disruptions here. And then lastly, it takes having, if you want to watch home like your local channels, you need to have one of these. And I say that you don't have to have one of these to watch your local channels, but if you want to be able to put your local channels on anything other than what the antenna is connected to, you have to have a junction box like this. And what this does is that this actually is a receiver. It'll go through and figure out what channels you can get based on what your antenna is picking up, and it brings in that antenna through your standard coax type connections, and then it sends it out through an HDMI. And there's the key, because now that you have that HDMI out, you can marry that together with, where did I put it? You can marry that together with your digital audio or your digital HDMI splitter. So this allows you to get your antenna into this, which then puts this out on all 3 of your TVs. Or in this case, if you have that 4th TV, you could do that. So anyway, that is kind of the complete rundown on how you get the multi-screen setup. And anyway, I think it's pretty straightforward. You do need, just as an FYI, and it's why I tagged a couple of different cables in there for you. What I did to make this make sense is that behind these walls, I basically ran all of the cables, the optical and the HDMI cables, through the wall to come back behind this, so you see very little cables. The only cable you see is this one, and that's kind of a recent addition because of the antenna, having to use a local stations to watch some of my sports, having to go with that antenna. So that one will get buried away, but all of that gets hidden behind the wall. And what I did to make sure I stayed like straight on everything was I went to color coded HDMI cables, and I bought sets of them, and I knew that all the reds went to the far right, all the yellows stayed in the center, and all of the blues went on the left. So when I got down here back in what looks like ultimately becomes a spaghetti bowl, you can tell that all the reds and they stay together, and that way you can keep your hookups and stuff all together. So anyway, that's kind of the multi-screen thing in a nutshell. And I'm going to move the camera, so bear with me, I'm my own cameraman tonight. I'm going to move the camera over here and just kind of show some of this other stuff that I have going. Anyway, this is kind of one of the centerpieces. It's off to the side, but literally it is a centerpiece of our our room. Everybody loves to have that popcorn, the old-fashioned popcorn maker, kind of movie theater style popcorn. And this nostalgia popcorn cart look to it. The wheels are functional. I have actually hauled this around to the workplace for fun parties and whatnot, and it just does exactly what you see in the movie theater, and that is you simply put popcorn in this hopper, you turn it on, and that heats and stirs at the same time. When it's all done, you literally dump it out like that. And so this nostalgic popcorn maker is really good. Paired with something like this, kind of the all-in-one Mega Pop popcorn. This is not only the oil, but it also has the flavoring and stuff in it. It's pre-measured. You literally cut the top off like this, and you squeeze it and dump it in there. And 3 or 4 minutes later, you have really, really good movie-style popcorn. I always keep these kind of containers around just because they become a scoop and a container all in one. As you can see, it's a super nice way to go about it. So anyway, the nostalgia popcorn maker helps us in the home theater environment when we're watching movies and whatnot to have, just that classic movie theater type treat of a good quality buttered popcorn. I don't know that I talked enough about this guy, the Bose soundbar, and that Bose soundbar is right here. This is super small, and see, I'm not one to worry about the appearance and size of all of this stuff. I just know this guy, this little Bose soundbar, it literally blows you out of the room if you wanted to. If you like listening to loud stuff when the movies are going and the bombs are going off, this is definitely gets it done. But it also plays the really quiet hush tones, quiet dialogue that you see in a lot of the movies. That picks it up on that as well. So it does a great job of that. And then let's see, going over here, I've got in this spot, I've got too much soda. I don't know if that's, I guess, I drink too, I don't know about you, I drink too much soda, but anyway, really nice to have a nice quality mini fridge that almost gives you kind of that retail store kind of feel to all of that. And so, this is something that has been in use quite a bit in our home. So one of the things that I think that you'll like if you're looking for something, these ones with the glass door are certainly nice, and again, it just adds to the whole look of the room. And then again, I'll come right over here. I've got a couple of things, and I'm not sure the best way. I'm going to give you kind of the bird's eye view as I go up and over here. All right, yeah, there we go. All right, so this bar set is such a great addition to the room. It literally finishes off that whole sports bar feel to it. It even has some really nice bar stools at the counter. And here you're able to use this as a working counter to distribute or dispense drinks or anything that you're going to use. It has different drawers, and we keep all kinds of snacks and stuff back here in our bins, and it literally just allows you to work that. And it has a companion product back here that you might not be able to see. I might have to change the angle of that, but a really nice quality all wood bar with the bar stools that'll give you the option to sit here at the bar while the game's going on in the background, and so you can do that. And then that brings us kind of lastly over here to this corner. I've got this Geoff ice maker, and let's see, I might have to take this off here to go see that up close. So yeah, this Geoff ice maker right here is a nugget style, and it sits in the corner. Now my game room was not plumbed to have water here, so I found the nearest water supply outside of the house, and I literally punched through with this 1/4-inch tubing and connected to a water source back there. So I now have a filtered water setup that I'm able to get that beautiful, soft, crunchy nugget ice. I don't know about you, but I'm a sucker for that stuff. And I keep that here full all times. And then to get water, again, since I did bring water in, I went ahead and added this Frizz Life countertop filter. And so you can obviously pull water straight from the tap here. And again, this wasn't something that was plumbed, so I went ahead and added that to this. And that Frizz Life water purifier provides really, really clean water. It has its filter built in here, so I'm filtering it twice because I've got one down there back against the wall that's supplying this, and then it's filtered twice before it gets here. So super, super clean, nice, refreshing water that you have on tap at all times. So anyway, let's see. I don't think I've missed anything, but I will kind of put it back on this camera here so I can look and see if you guys have any questions while we're just kind of staring at the work that we've done. I would say too that having a good quality internet makes a big difference. If you are trying to pull something like this off, it does make sense to have a really good internet solution. And in this place, what I do is I run a Linksys mesh system, and I can, let's see, I think you can see that over here. Yeah, and I'll go back there to show you that. But I keep this Linksys mesh right here in the back. And this system, for anybody that struggles with having, if you struggle with having like Wi-Fi throughout the whole house, when I went to the mesh system, I solved all of those problems. I tried dozens of Wi-Fi extenders. I did all kinds of stuff, but the Linksys mesh system literally allows you to broadcast. And this is actually the child node. So if you haven't looked up mesh systems, it works on a couple different ways. You have a parent node that is near and hooked, hardwired into your cable modem. And this then broadcasts out to a child node that basically creates, really it is by itself, it's like its own network. And so part of the Nest system, it is different than an extender. Okay, so this is not boosting the signal. This receives the signal from the parent node and acts just like you had the parent node right here. So it's replicating exactly what it has. It's not extending the signal. It's actually replicating the signal. I keep that back here neatly on this corner. And if you ever needed to, you could actually hardwire your device to this. But I find that this will increase the signal that I have into this room. And then that really makes a lot of what you saw earlier possible, because you couldn't stream multiple TVs on different content. You could not stream with multiple inputs and all of that without having some of that there. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of show that. Let me see if there's anybody out here that has any questions for me. we've been going for quite a while, and it seems like on these things that it just gets to be me talking. But if this is something that interests you, it is something that I spend a lot of time researching to figure out. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to help you and steer you on the right direction. But by all means, feel free to look through the links that I put in there, because all of those products that I use to do what you see here are ones that are actually behind this wall right here, or right in front of your eyes and stuff that you see. So anyway, this was a really fun room for us, for me to put this together. I didn't make mention of it, but it's probably obvious that I'm a Cardinals and Suns fan. So anyway, does anybody have anything for me? If not, I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and end this. But again, hey, if you get a chance, go ahead, just right below where this live is streaming, you'll see a subscribe button or follow button. Go ahead and hit that button and follow it. You'll get notifications anytime I decide I'm able to produce an additional content to go live. And I feel like what I have to offer, based on the things that I've been able to purchase and get through Amazon, has been very useful to us, and I'm happy to share what I've learned to do that. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. I appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you next time on The Lowdown.